Hey, hey, hey!
Whoa. Hey guys.
Welcome back to Driver's Training, or welcome if this is your first time here.
I'm Suzy.
And I'm Audrey.
And we are in a new setup yet again.
Yeah, things have just kind of been crazy. This is my new apartment, by the way, for those who know, you know. Got this fun little shelf of all my tchotchkes behind me.
Yeah, we're waiting on a couch, so that'll be the next step in the process.
Yeah,
but
it's supposed to come this week actually, so which is 2 weeks early. And I'm really excited about it.
it's gonna be so nice to have a couch in here.
Yeah, it's just like it's been so hard getting out of bed because right now, like, the only chairs I have are the chairs like I'm sitting in are dining chairs. I have my office chair and then like an armchair. And so when I wake up in the morning and I don't have to be out of bed by a certain point, I just lay there and I'm like,
Yeah, I feel like I would just stay in my bed.
yeah, most of the time I do. But
Or like sit on the floor.
I haven't done that really.
Oh. I love a little floor sit every now and then.
Okay.
Is that not normal?
I feel like if you want to feel grounded, it's good.
Yeah, that's just, maybe it's because I do yoga so much. Like, I just feel so, like, connected to the ground and the floor that it brings me peace.
Right. It is funny though, because sitting on these chairs in like this specific spot in my apartment, I've talked about it before, but my apartment's on a slant and I do feel like I'm going forward a little bit. So that's fun. That's awesome.
That was just, like, old apartment living, you know?
Old head apartment.
If you want to live in Chicago, you want the vintage experience.
Fun, like, built-in shelves.
Yeah, your apartment's gonna lean a little bit. Like, so what?
Yeah.
So what
we
is.
get leaned.
Whoa.
Anyway,
how was your weekend? How are you doing?
it was good. I was just telling you I watched Rise of the Planet of the Apes yesterday. You guys, that movie is so awesome. I'm not gonna lie. So me, Giovanni, and Tyler have had movie nights a lot recently. When they were like, we should watch all of the Planet of the Apes movies, I was like, oh, brother, like, I don't want to do that.
Those are just such, like, boy movies.
Yeah, like, I was like, oh, I'm going to be on my phone.
Yeah.
But I was watching it, and I'm going to spoil it because it came out in 2011.
Yeah,
but
so in case you're trying to watch Rise of the Planet of the Apes, skip past this part.
But basically what happens is they're trying to cure Alzheimer's and they're testing on the chimps.
Okay.
And they like test on this one chimp and she goes crazy. Turns out she was going crazy because she had a baby and they didn't know about it, and she was like trying to protect the baby. And the baby is Caesar, the main chimp of the movie. And he's born with like the gene that like was tested on his mom, so it's like been passed down to him. So he's just like a super smart monkey. He can do sign language and like he can draw and like all this stuff. But then there's a part in the movie where Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy, he's like the keeper at the place like he's kept at, I guess, like the zookeeper, I guess. But he's really evil. And
it's the Slytherin in him.
Yeah. He's like, go back in your cage. And Caesar, like the monkey, he's just like standing there. And Tom Felton like gets out the like zapper thing,
Taser.
Yeah. And Caesar says no. And literally all of the monkeys are just like and all the like Tom Felton's just like, what the fuck? And it's I'm getting like goosebumps.
That's
thinking
insane.
About it. It's
That's
like
insane.
Literally a chilling moment. And then it's like, you know, when a baby does something and everyone is like, yay, good job. Yeah. And they keep doing that thing again because they want that reaction from you.
Yeah.
He kept on going, no. Like afterwards.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that was highlight of my weekend.
That's great. I've never seen any of those movies, and like this is the first like kind of plot explanation I've ever heard of them, and I'm just even more confused, I think.
I'm excited to watch the rest, because this is definitely like the one I watched was like an exposition to set up the rest of the movies.
Yeah, because one like just came out like this year or last year, didn't it?
Yeah. And this is like the first one in that series.
Oh.
Because there was Planet of the Apes, the original that came out like early 2000s, directed by Tim Burton. But this is like a remake and like expansion on the story.
Okay. I feel like my dad would love those movies.
It's like a very much dad movie.
Yeah. It seems like the vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
It was good. I feel like yesterday I literally just slept like all day.
I was really sleepy yesterday too.
Yeah, it was like one of those days where you just wake up and then like take a drink of water and then go back to sleep for like 5 more hours. Didn't really get up until like 4 p.m. And then I was like, we sort of need to do something with our day or else I'm gonna hate myself. So then me and Brie ended up going out. We went to this like DJ set thing because we're like really cool and interesting people, and it was really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I also got my ancestry test.
Oh my
back.
gosh! Yeah, let me get it pulled up because we were gonna go over it.
Yeah, it actually came pretty quick. I sent in my spit like a couple weeks ago, and people have said that it usually takes like months or something.
It took me like a really long time.
But I feel like it's been like a month, maybe probably less than a month, honestly.
Who knows? Maybe Ancestry is just on a decline, so they have less people to test. Because I do feel like it was more popular during like COVID times because no one had anything to do.
Exactly. It was just something to fucking do.
Which is actually crazy if you think about it, because they test it with your spit, and you were like sending your spit during COVID.
That's so crazy. Yeah, but I got my little results back. Do you want to make any guesses?
Well, I already looked at them.
Oh.
But it's pretty much everything I thought. I will say it did surprise me.
Should I read off?
Yeah, go ahead, read it off.
Can I have your phone?
Yes. Let's see. I read the first one and I interpreted it as something different.
Oh.
So I was like, oh wait, never mind. It's not surprising actually.
So, first result, I'm 46% Germanic Europe, which is just the Netherlands, which we knew.
Yeah, that when I read that, I was like, oh, Suzy's German?
No.
It's
just
like
Dutch.
Germanic.
Yeah. And I always knew I was like 50%-ish Dutch.
You can tell.
Yeah. Blonde. Well, naturally blonde, blue eye.
Is that
tall.
From your parents, or like which parent? Obviously, it's from your parents, but which parent is it from?
That's from my dad.
Oh, okay.
And then the rest, is 16% Sweden and Denmark, which I honestly didn't know, so that's kind of cool.
Makes sense though. It's like over in that area a little
Dutch
bit.
and Danish. Like, look at me go. 14% Eastern Europe and Russia.
That's surprising.
See, I knew that because that's like Poland.
Oh.
And I knew I was pretty Polish.
Okay.
Like, from my mom's side. And then we have 13% England and Northwestern Europe, like, of course. And then 11% Baltics, which I thought was kind of fun because that's like Estonia, Latvia, things like that, which is funny because Haley once told me, like, I told her to guess what I am, and she was like, you look Estonian.
Oh,
so
wow.
she clocked that 11%.
She did.
But yeah, so basically I'm white.
Yeah.
Not really surprising.
That's kind of crazy
all.
because I feel like that's not too many different things.
No.
And I feel like mine, because I also did Ancestry for my DNA test, I have like the highest percent for me is 24.
Oh, wow.
So like it's a bigger mix, and like the percentages towards the bottom are like smaller.
Yeah. That's true. I feel like mine are pretty like solid chunks, especially that Dutch.
Yeah, like your smallest percentage being 11. I think like my smallest percentage is like 4.
Oh wow.
So it was kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy. I also got to see all the like traits. And there were some interesting ones. It was really funny. All of the like work ethic ones, I'm like least likely to be driven by success or like have drive to succeed, not a morning person, not likely to be a leader, not likely to be persistent, not likely to set goals. And I was like, holy shit.
That's crazy. I didn't even look at those things. Like,
yeah.
I remember looking at like how do you react to spicy foods, and like do you have a dairy sensitivity, and does your face turn red when you drink alcohol?
That's mine said like I don't flush, and I'm like, girl, yes I do.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
And I'm sorry.
Didn't have to come at me like that. But it was cute. It was like likely to have a pet, and I was like, yes I do. And then not likely to be flexible, which I knew because I'm very inflexible. And it said I'm not likely to be naturally strong, but I can get strong easily, which I don't know if I believe, because I feel like I've been trying to do a push-up for like 2 years, and
you had it on your bucket
list.
We're
still like not there, but that's also probably on me for not being persistent and not having the drive and actually trying to get stronger and just going to yoga once a week and being like, this will help.
Right.
So I thought that was all pretty interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love learning things about myself.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the summer I turned pretty really quick?
Oh my god, of course. It's my favorite thing to talk about.
So I just want to preface, if I feel like we've talked about this, but Suzy loves that series because she's like a teenage girl at heart. And I really like the show as well, but I've never read the books. And I got the first book, and
no. I don't like how this is being lined up.
I've started reading it, and okay, I read a book a couple months ago that I absolutely hated.
Okay.
And the reason why I hated it is because the chapters were like 1 to 3 pages long. And that is why I don't think I can finish the Summer I Turned Pretty book.
That's fair. They are like really quick chapters.
Yeah. I know it's definitely meant for like young adults, but like
middle schoolers. I wouldn't even say young adults.
Like I thought it was meant for young adults, and now I'm realizing this is like middle school reading level.
Yeah, this is like a 6th grade girl.
Yeah. Cuz how old is she in the first?
She's 15 and she turned 16 that summer. Yeah. The summer that she turned pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like it's one of the cases where the show like does a really good job of like fleshing out all the details. Like the books are honestly pretty short and pretty like to the point. Like there's not a lot of crazy like detail and like character stuff, but then in the show it like is able to expand on a lot of things. So I feel like that's good. But yeah, I remember like reading the books, and I think I got through all 3 of them in like a weekend. Yeah,
it's crazy. Like with your how you said like it's really to the point.
Yeah,
like the way that they describe Susanna, like she's the mom of the boys in the book, how she used to have cancer, and they're like when she was doing chemo, and they don't explicitly say like she had cancer. They just say
Get
that
right to the point,
and I'm just like, oh, okay. But like I knew that obviously because I've seen the show, but I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, Jenny Han.
Yeah,
I do have to say I love Miss Jenny Han. Like to all the boys I loved before, I never read the book, but
me neither.
That
movie
is like possibly the greatest rom-com of our generation.
It's really
like
good.
It's just so everything to me. It hits every point. It hits like fake relationship trope to real love. Like not really enemies to lovers, but like kind of like they fight and then they fall back in love.
Yeah. I love like a rom-com movie TV series like that's like clearly aimed for like a younger audience, like high schoolers, but it makes me feel young again and like silly, like I've talked about the show Heartstopper on here before. That one's really good. Or
I like Heartbreak High, which is like same kind of thing.
I don't know if it counts, but Sex Education's really good. Because I do feel like that is aimed more towards like a higher audience age-wise, but it's set in high school. So
yeah, it's just like sometimes you just gotta tap back in.
Glee
is so Glee.
I feel like we got to talk about Glee another time because there's like so much to
that can be like its whole own episode. I feel like
Gleeification.
We can make it a musical and we can sing. Maybe not. Let me brainstorm it a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll workshop it.
Yeah, but no, it's just like being a teenage girl is like one of the most fun things that you can ever do, and it's also one of the most like devastating things, but because of that, like it just feels so good. Yeah,
there's just so much emotion to go with it, which makes like everything so much more heightened, which is why it's so good.
And like I feel like it reminds me of I don't know why, but like Club Chalamet on Twitter. Like for those of you who don't know, there's this like 60-year-old woman, I don't even know her name, but her Twitter handle is Club Chalamet, and she is like obsessed with Timothy Chalamet. Like she calls him Timmy, and she's always like dispelling rumors and is like him and Kylie are like not together, or like she like thinks it's a PR stunt or something. I don't know.
She tweeted recently, she was like, Timmy was out in London recently with Harry Styles. I wonder if he was there because of this movie.
Yeah.
Or who needs an excuse to go to London? It's London.
Like, she's just crazy, but, you know, she's just a teenage girl at heart. Like, she's just a fangirl, and she's, like, gonna be a fangirl forever, and it gives me hope, because it's like, okay, if I'm like watching fan cams when I'm like 50 years old, like it's gonna be okay.
It is.
It's normal.
Everything's normal, okay, you guys?
It's like really not normal, but at least I'm not the only one.
Yeah. And that, like, she's kind of normalized in society, I would say.
Thank God for Club Chalamet.
Yeah. Speaking of like being young and all of that, okay. Short and Sweet came out.
Yeah, it sounded like you just said short and sweet.
Short and Sweet, when Barry Keoghan talks. What's his?
Barry Keoghan.
That's how
is crazy. I
don't know how to pronounce Irish words.
Yeah, that's fair.
When he
Claire O'Shade. Anyway, go ahead.
Short and Sweet is what he says when talking about her album.
I think they broke up low-key.
I'm not surprised.
He's sort of like a single person.
Allie has a friend who is like the assistant to their agent.
Oh, wow.
Or Sabrina Carpenter's agent.
What the hell?
And they said that like they were the most toxic couple in Hollywood ever.
I kind of believe it.
Yeah. Or just like terrible people.
Yeah.
They seem like very self-centered people to me.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna bring up, have you like seen all the Sabrina, Shawn Mendes, Camilla like love triangle? No. Okay, so I got this information from a Twitter thread like a week ago, so take it with a grain of salt. But basically, like, Shawn and Camilla were like together forever. Camilla Cabello, hardest name ever. They were together for like a long time. And then Sabrina and Camilla were like friends, or like Sabrina was a fan of her or something.
Okay.
Would like her posts and was like That's my girl. And then Sean and Camilla broke up. And then all of a sudden, Sabrina and Sean were like spotted together hanging out. I don't know if you remember like seeing pictures of them. They were like leaving a restaurant or something.
I believe it. Her type is gay men.
Yeah, exactly. And so there were like pictures of them together, but then he did an interview or something and was like, oh, like we're not together. Like I don't know what all those rumors are about, whatever, blah blah blah. And I remember people like calling her his beard. I'm like, I actually can't talk right now. Calling her Sean's beard. Yep,
you said that right.
Oh, I'm just like blacking out in the middle.
Okay.
This is such a long story. It's like so hard to get.
No, but I'm like intrigued.
You're locked in.
Go on.
Okay, guys, just stay here. I promise it's gonna be worth it. Don't click off, please. Okay, so
and
so they're like, okay, no, not together. And then I think Sean and Camilla like got back together.
Okay.
Or like he has like made songs about her, she's made songs about him.
Yeah.
And all his songs are like, I compare every girl to you, like I can never get over you, like all this shit. And then like Sabrina on her new album just put out a song, Taste, where it's like I forget exactly what the lyrics are, but it's like basically like, oh, you can still like taste me when you kiss him.
Yeah, with Jenna Ortega in the video.
And it's just like this whole thing, this like love triangle type
and it's
thing.
supposed to be about them. Interesting.
So how does that make you feel?
You know, that was one of the songs on the album I didn't like.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. It reminded me of like Japanese Breakfast a little bit.
Okay, that's
Or the
fair.
Japanese House.
Japanese Breakfast, I think.
No, there's another artist called the Japanese House that I might be thinking of. Oh.
Well, anyway, it came out. Giovanni and I sat down together. We listened to 30 seconds to a minute of each song, except for like Espresso and Please, Please, Please.
Right.
And we were like, do we like this? Do we not like this? And there were a handful that I did like.
Which ones? Do you
I
remember?
liked Slim Pickings.
That one's so silly.
The
think, like grinder noise in it.
Yes, she sampled the grinder notification sound.
Just so good.
And like it also gives off like Dolly Parton vibes, which is awesome because like she has a very talented voice. She's very good. I really like Juno.
Juno's Claro.
Oh, you're right. Claro shade.
Claro shade.
But yeah, I added the ones into my library. Of,
Bedchem is pretty good.
Oh,
I feel like that's the one. That
Bedchem.
like I like that song a lot, and like I just listened to the album like in the shower today, like for the first time. So I haven't really given it like a real full listen, and obviously you haven't either.
Yeah.
Just like the 30-second snippets. But I will say about Sabrina, like I love that she just has a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah.
Like her lyrics are just really like silly and like not serious. And
Switch it up like Nintendo.
I like the "Where art thou? Why not on topeth me?" Like that's so good.
Yeah. I think this was overall like a lot of the songs on there sounded really similar to things I've heard before. Then I found out Jack Antonoff produced a lot of the shit on the album. Oh my god,
like of course.
And he just needs to step away from music, maybe indefinitely, because this keeps happening where like songs are produced and I'm like, oh, I feel like I've heard this before, and then I look at who is producing it and I'm like, oh, it's Jack Antonoff. Watch, he's gonna get to Chapel Roan. Anyway,
dude, I hope not.
I hope not too, because that will truly be evil.
Leave her alone.
He's gonna get to Chapel. He's gonna get to Olivia. He's already got into Sabrina. Next, he's gonna get to Charlie. Actually, I don't know if I could see Charlie working with him.
Yeah, she's got George. She doesn't need Jack.
And also like she has beef with Taylor.
Yeah.
Anyways, all that being said, what I think I want from Sabrina Carpenter, because this album is like there's country roots in a lot of these songs.
Totally.
And I think like Giovanni and I were talking about it. If she did something where it was all country based with like that twang, like if Please 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 was like country with like
like fully.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could give like Jolene level.
Oh wow.
With like her vocals.
I could kind of see that.
Yeah.
And I do feel like we are in a bit of a country music renaissance. I don't know if it's just like the impending recession or like what's going on, but like we had Beyonce, Lana Del Rey is putting out a country album. Like Short and Sweet was a little bit kind of country.
We got our country pop queen Casey Musgraves, who came out on a show with Sabrina Carpenter. So even more reason for her to like lean into that.
What I really want, I feel like enough time has passed. I think we need the Olivia Sabrina collab. Yes. I think they need to do a little song together.
You said Sweet and Sour would be their song name, right?
I don't think I came up with that. I think somebody else, and I just like stole it. But I could claim, yeah, Sweet and Sour.
Yeah, you said that. You said that.
I play back the tape.
Play back.
Go back the pod.
Someone, when we finally get fan cam, someone put that back there.
I'm like, I really don't need to be famous. It seems kind of horrible, but if I could just get to the level where someone makes a fan cam of me, like, then I've made it. Like, that's literally all I want in this life.
Speaking of, like, talking about famous and, like, how it sounds horrible, what about the stuff going on with Chapel Roan?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, it just reminded me, someone like quote tweeted it or like posted like Chapel right now, and it was that video of Halsey like with all the paparazzi, and she's like, I've been up since 8 a.m. doing press tours, and everyone's being really mean to me, and I just want people to be nice.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what she's giving, but like I see where she's coming from, but also like it's really unfortunate that that is like how it is. But, like, you're never going to be able to go to a movie theater again, like, just publicly. Like, girl, sorry.
Yeah, I do think it is a bit unrealistic, but I, like, completely 100%, like, understand where she's coming from. And especially her, like, because she grew so much so quickly. Like, she didn't really have the time to adjust to fame like that. And
I think... like, I 100% agree with her. Do not, like, just be touching her or, like, stalking her family or friends. Like, that's insane behavior. But when it comes to, like, her being in public and everything, like, she has the right to say no to, like, a photo. And I know she kind of wants a separation between, like, her working and, like, her not working. But that's just really, really unrealistic with, like... the way
just with the way it is like it just, and that sucks. Like, it would be cool if people could just respect that, but
she needs to do like Dream, like she just she needs to not reveal her face ever again.
She wears the mask. Get Chapel Roan on the Dream SMP. God. No, that's like, I don't know what I would do if I was in that position.
Kill myself,
probably.
Sorry.
Like, it seems kind of miserable. Like, imagine just not being able to like go to the grocery store, or like do anything really, like step outside your house. It's tricky, but
at the same time, you're getting so much money. You can buy whatever you want. You get to wear so many awesome outfits. You get to hang out with like other cool celebrities that you've idolized for so long. It's like what a double-edged sword.
Period. Can I tell you about those astronauts?
Yes.
Not really celebrities, but like...
it's news.
It's big news. So basically, I don't know the full story. I feel like I say this with every story I tell. I just don't want anyone to like attack me.
Well, I love knowing only a little bit of the story, but then taking it and spreading it.
Exactly. It's the best thing to do. So there's these two astronauts. I think it's a man and a woman. And they went up to the space station that's like in space. and it was supposed to be, I think, an 8-day trip.
Mm-hmm.
And then something went wrong or something broke. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but they're gonna have to be up there. They're up there right now, and they're not gonna be able to get rescued or like come back down until February 2025, which I think will be like 8 or 9 months from like being up there.
That's so bad.
That's like really insane. Like, I don't know what I would do.
Do they have enough food and
Yeah, I think they're good on food. And I guess like they have like, because there's like obviously like no gravity, and so I think there's like different like workout stuff that they have so that their like bones don't like fall apart.
Oh my god.
Which would kind of suck. But like time passes a little different up there.
Yeah, because there was the one twin that like went up there and he was like younger, and then he came back and he was like older than his twin, or like vice versa. I don't really remember because I don't know how time works in space. But
how am I supposed to know that? Like,
I'm not a scientist or astronaut.
I'm a girl.
That's really crazy.
Isn't that like I feel like I would freak out.
I would freak out. I'd have a panic attack, and like I would hope my coworker's cool.
Yeah. Right? Like, what if he's a freak? And like, are they gonna like, do they have families here, or like could this be a love story?
Oh.
Wait, this is like kind of a good like book idea. Like a romance book, and you fall in love in space.
I haven't seen it, but isn't this kind of like the movie with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt when they're in space?
Maybe. All I know about that one is they were in pods, and they're supposed to be like sleeping for like hundreds of years or whatever it is, and then his breaks, so he like gets up, but then he like opens hers because he doesn't want to be alone, which I feel like is fucked up.
Big and greedy.
Classic like Chris Pratt move.
Yeah.
I kind of hate him. He's like up there with Ryan Reynolds now.
No, he's been up there for me, like before Ryan Reynolds.
It just sucks because I really loved him in Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah, and then he was like a Republican.
Yeah, and then he got super Christian, super Republican, like really weird.
Yeah. Do you think like Hollywood does that to people?
Turns them into Republicans? I mean, maybe, with like all the money you get, I'm sure.
Yeah, and like Republicans are like, we want the tax dollars to be our way.
Yeah.
Because we're rich and we want it to benefit us.
Period. I know, I'd do the same. No, just kidding. You will never catch me being a Republican.
Yeah.
The DNC honestly kind of radicalized me, and I feel like I'm even more like socialist than I was before.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
Do you want to talk about like your experience working it?
Yeah, I can do just a little babble on it.
Yeah.
I just worked at the like vendor fair, so I wasn't in the actual like United Center with all the like politicians and speeches and shit going on. So I kind of just like hung out, didn't really do anything. I did get to meet the mayor of St. Louis.
Okay.
And so like that was kind of cool, and like we were with her. I don't know if it's like her assistant or campaign manager, like what her job is, but we had to ride one of those like those guys that have the bikes with the like carriages like in the back. We had to like ride one of those like around the building to get in.
Oh yeah.
And so that was kind of funny.
That is funny. Did you know it was the mayor of St. Louis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It would be really funny if like she came up to your booth or something and you didn't know who she was.
Like, hey, but I mean, would I have known who she was like an hour before that? Like, no. Like, I don't just like walk around knowing who the mayor of St. Louis is.
Yeah, me neither.
But I know the mayor of Chicago.
Oh yeah, me too.
Brandon. Let's go, Brandon.
Wait.
No. But yeah, it was good. Like, it was just really like low key. But then like watching Kamala's speech on the last day and just like seeing all the shit like with all the Palestine protests, and them being like, please just let us talk for 5 minutes. Like, you let like cops up here, you let the Israeli families up here, like you're letting all these other people up here. Like, why can't you just have us speak for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
And then they just like completely ignored it. And then Kamala gets up there and is like, we're gonna have the most lethal military in the world.
That was crazy.
I'm like, whoa.
Like, I do think she is our best hope for like the president.
Yeah.
But
it just like it just sucks that she also sucks.
Yeah.
You know?
I just, it's really hard to believe in an America where like it doesn't suck.
Yeah, it feels so hopeless sometimes. Like, oh, so really nothing is gonna change ever.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be like this.
When Bernie was like in the running for the Democratic candidate back in like 2016,
that was the last time there was hope.
Yeah, that was the last time there was hope. And then Trump won. I remember like just being, I stayed home from school the next day because I was like depressed. I was like, my friends aren't gonna have rights.
Aww.
Like and that was the
Yeah.
first time I voted for the president too.
Yeah, same.
Which is crazy.
And I voted for Trump. No, I'm
Real
kidding.
women vote for Trump. We don't need no liberal chump.
Okay. Go crazy.
Yeah.
No, that's like it's gonna have to be Kamala, and she's gonna have to win. And like, I feel like we always say this, but it's like, oh, maybe when they get in, like, we'll be able to like push them harder on things. And
Yeah.
like, the most like optimistic part of my brain is like, okay, she probably just did that speech to appeal to like
That's
whatever
what I'm
moderate
thinking.
voters like don't want to vote for Trump, and once she gets in, she's actually gonna be more chill. But I don't know. Nothing ever happens. I think that's what it all comes down to. Like, nothing ever changes and nothing ever happens.
Yeah, it is really hard because I think she did the best with that speech with what she could, because she did have to appease to like the moderate voters like you were saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end of the day, we do have Israel as an ally, which I don't think we should at this point anymore.
No.
But she did say like we need a ceasefire, and like I'm working to like try and get the war.
But it's like they just say that.
Yeah.
It's like, you're doing it. Like,
yeah.
so cease the fire.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's just something they can say, and like it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, that is true.
But maybe.
Anyway.
I'll hold out hope, It's got to end at some point.
It does. Well,
Should we play our game? Or?
yeah, I think we should. Did you want to talk about your crush of the week?
I would love to. Thank you for asking. This is my favorite part of every week. So my crush this week, you won't know, but it
Typical.
is Dan Egan from Veep. Yeah, feel free to look him up. And that is the character, not the actor. Nothing against the actor. I just don't really know him that much. Like, I'm more familiar with Dan, and I just love him. Have you ever seen Veep? Or
I've only seen clips because I know it's about the girl from Seinfeld plays the vice president, right?
Yeah.
And she gets in the running for the president, and it's literally Kamala.
Yeah.
And her energy is the same as Kamala, and that's
her
why
daughter in the show is the same as Ella Emhoff now.
Yeah, which is crazy because I don't know, there's just a lot of parallels that have been coming up.
It is really crazy, but it's also Veep is so good. If you haven't watched it, I think you would really like it.
I need to watch that. I need to watch Fleabag.
Have you never seen Fleabag? Oh my god.
I know.
That'll be good to watch in the winter, I think.
Okay.
But Dan, I don't know. He just he's so mean. And so evil.
What is his role in the show?
He is just a campaign strategist, kind of, and he eventually becomes her campaign manager for her presidency, and things go down there, but he's just so evil, but he's so sexy. I love him, need him, #need that.
He gives Nick from New Girl vibes, just from
the look.
the look. Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's play our little game.
Yeah.
Letterboxd review clues. We read Letterboxd reviews, and we have to guess what the movie is. And it's awesome.
Yeah. Who would you like to go first?
Do you have it open?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I think you should go first.
All right. So my first review is actually from Suzy herself. Could have been gayer, was way too long.
Saltburn?
Yeah. Do you want me to...
Speaking of Barry Keoghan.
Yeah. Do you want me to read the other ones?
Well, yes.
This one's... Oh, wait. They're both from the same person, actually.
Oh.
So that's interesting. But the first... It's from Jiba. Sometimes you just have to bottom your way to the top. And then the other one says, I swear that freak gained new powers every time he consumed the bodily fluids of this family.
Yeah. He is a freak. Okay. Yeah, that movie was really mid.
I liked it. I think it was mid, but I think I liked it more than you.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Yeah.
To each their own.
Yeah.
All right. This movie review is from Taylor Williams, okay, government name, who says, yeah, I'd say the John Green generation this spawned is probably a worthy trade-off for the movie being as good as it is. Mm-hmm. And then the next review is from Lydia, who said, she's just like me, except I would have gotten the abortion.
Oh, okay.
And the third one is from Gal Pacino, who says, sir, that's my emotional support pregnant teen.
Oh, I'm trying to think of the movie, but I don't remember the name.
It's like the teen pregnancy movie.
Oh, it's, with,
Careful.
with Michael Cera.
Yeah.
Is it Juno?
Yeah.
I was thinking of like the name, but I was like, no, that's the name of the new Sabrina Carpenter song.
And you know what? It is. It
Yeah.
is, and it's the movie. I actually love that movie.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that one in a while, actually.
It's so good. I feel like I always pull up the soundtrack in the fall because it's just like such that vibe.
Yeah, it's a good one. Good choice.
Thanks. You too.
Yay!
All right, you made it through another episode. Congrats.
Hopefully it wasn't too painful. Ew.
Okay.
All right, well, why don't you go ahead, share this video with your friends while you're at it. Follow our TikTok, follow our Instagram. Suzy's really trying to get the TikToks out recently and get the highlights of like some of the best topics on each episode. Mm-hmm. So she's the GOAT for that.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. And I don't know why, like, y'all need to subscribe more. Anyway.
Yeah, you should be making extra accounts and subscribing, and if you're not, then you're not a real fan.
Yeah, log into your parents' YouTube, subscribe on there, and have them be like, what is this?
Exactly.
And
on that note, we'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Love you. Bye.